To the Point with Michael Williams.
Good morning. Overturning Roe v. Wade, the Florida perspective. Florida has a new ban of its own on abortions after 15 weeks of pregnancy. Now will there be a push for an outright ban? It was a 24-week ban before that. State Democrats worry Republicans will push for that outright ban. After what has happened at the U.S. Supreme Court, we have reaction from both sides. First, Palm Beach County Democratic State Senator Tina Polsky.
I'm sickened. I'm sad. I'm upset. I'm emotional. I'm scared for this country and the direction that we're going in. I don't understand why nothing changed in the 50 years that this law has been passed except the politicization of the Supreme Court and the ability to get super conservative judges on a Supreme Court to change settled law. There's so many things going on here, but we can't forget the fact that what's the point of settled law? How are you ever supposed to understand the law if it can be changed on a whim? And that's exactly what happened. There's nothing different about the law, the bill that was put in front of them to change abortion law. And not only are abortions, going to be out the window here in Florida, but Clarence Thomas made it very clear that gay marriage, contraception, and interracial marriage could all be on the table. And I don't put anything past this Supreme Court or the Republican Party.
I also asked Senator Polsky if she thought the GOP-led Florida legislature will now push for an outright abortion ban. She does.
But let me just clarify too, the law that was passed this past session, which bans abortion at 15 weeks, has no exceptions for rape or incest. There are many women who do not know that they're pregnant. There are people who have to figure it out and take some time, and 15 weeks is just not sufficient. And there's no medical reason whatsoever for choosing 15 weeks. In fact, when people want to get tested, like, to amniocentesis or anything, that happens at 16 weeks. So you don't know about any kind of birth defects or anything that could be wrong with the baby. And also, if the health of the mother is in jeopardy, it has to be absolutely life-threatening. So those are the standards that the Florida Republican Party put forward on the 15-week abortion ban that's about to start. So what I think is going to happen is after the election, if Ron DeSantis gets reelected, he will seek to ban abortions completely so he can prove his presidential primary chops and that he's the most right-wing of all the right-wingers. And so he can hopefully, for his sake, get the Republican presidential primary nod. It is all for show, and it's all for his presidential race.
And finally, I asked Senator Polsky about the strongly held pro-life conviction that life begins at conception and that the sanctity of life must be respected, including protecting the life of the unborn.
Then you should not get an abortion. If you get pregnant, you should have that baby. You should raise the baby, or you should put that baby up for adoption. But do not tell me, my daughter, or anyone else what I can do with my body. It is not their place. It has nothing to do with anyone else. Their feeling that a life begins at conception is their belief. It is not my belief. It is not my religion's belief. It is not the majority of Americans' belief. And the fact that we are being ruled by a minority of voices is insane in this democracy. It is not democracy.
Next, the Republican perspective. I talked to Treasure Coast Republican and State Representative Toby Overdorf. He joined me from his Port St. Lucie office. Here in part is what he had to say.
As I'm sure you're aware now, Michael, this ruling, in fact, does not outlaw abortion, but it does put it back to the states. And the states will now be making the laws associated with abortion across our land.
Do you want to see abortion outlawed in Florida, and does overturning Roe v. Wade make that more likely?
So I am one legislator. This is a massive issue that is going to be happening within the state of Florida. As you are aware, July 1st, our new abortion law within the state of Florida takes effect, which bans abortions after 15 weeks. Out
of the 24 previously.
That is correct. I am part of the legislature that is part of a team, and we are certainly going to be putting something forward. But I'm going to be in consultation with House leadership and working with House leadership to bring something forward within the next year. And we will. It's really too early to comment on that, considering we have a brand new law going into place on July 1.
Understanding that, but And understanding there's a lot of legislating to be done. But fundamentally, would you like eventually to see abortion outlawed in Florida?
Well, I think what we've seen, and one of the reasons that this decision has come forward, in my opinion, is that we've seen the radical left go so far the other way in having late-term abortions, having partial birth abortions, and something that I think the United States is really not in favor of as a whole. That being said, I am pro-life. I am a person that believes that life begins at conception. And again, I'll be working with our team to see how that plays out over the next year. This ruling will not make abortions illegal, but it ratifies the thought that the Constitution is silent on this, and said it is a state's right to do what they feel is the right thing to do for abortion.
And again, understand that and hear what you're saying, but respectfully, I'm asking, would you like eventually for legislation to be in place in Florida that creates a complete ban on abortion?
You know, what I'm working for is I'm grateful to be working really in a pro-life era, and working towards that pro-life era where abortions will be rare throughout our entire country.
I sense a slight hesitancy on just answering simply whether you'd like to see an outright ban on abortion in the aftermath of Roe v. Wade.
Well, as I've said before, Michael, I am one person in a whole team. This is really something that we need to, and I take that responsibility, and I hope that comes across, is that I take that responsibility very heavily. My decision as a legislator is part of an entire group that we are working forward to the entire state of Florida and how we're going to be doing this. And so for me to make an opinion here today has weight and has merit. As a result, I weigh that very heavily. I look forward to working with my teammates, with the other members of the House, and deciding what we are going to do for the future of Florida.
And sir, what do you say to abortion rights supporters? What do you say to women who say their rights, their reproductive rights, have been taken away by a court and have been constrained by lawmakers in Florida and may be constrained even more? What do you say to their argument, to women who say they'll have nowhere to turn?
Well, I also look at the rights of, number one, I look at the rights of the fathers. I look at also the rights of those individuals out there. And right now, nobody is speaking for the rights of that child that's in the womb. That, frankly, I believe that their rights begin at conception. That is my personal belief. That is my thoughts on this. And so I would say that we have a fundamental disbelief in those folks that believe that life can be aborted.
So you were listening to Representative Toby Overdorf, and I said in part that, in fact, was my full unedited interview with him and with Senator Polsky, as always. Brian, a reaction to what you're hearing from our Florida lawmakers?
Well, you can certainly see the very strong passion on both sides about the issue. Senator Polsky is clearly deeply upset by this decision that came out of the Supreme Court. While it was no surprise, since we had a heads up on it in February when it was first released as a draft. She's struggling with this and not sure where to go in the future. Listening to Representative Overdorf, it was interesting that he wouldn't commit to the direction that we're clearly going in, because the governor was tweeting out that he's ready to move forward with reducing abortion in the state.
Reducing or eliminating?
Well, his exact was, we will work to expand pro-life protection. So it sounds like he'll go in the direction of eliminating it. I found it a little inconsistent with the representative, who is clearly, as he said repeatedly, he believes life begins at conception. He doesn't believe in abortion, and yet he's talking about waiting a year for the legislature to have a decision, which is a little surprising, since they now have this Supreme Court decision. They could act next week if they wanted to. One
lawmaker told me they'd have to call some kind of special session, whether they will, and Senator Polsky brought up the politics of it. She talked about Ron DeSantis and a potential presidential bid someday, so politics will be injected into this equation, as it always is. Will Republicans want to wait until after November to take it up in Florida, or do you think that some of the most conservative members of the Florida legislature, and you've covered Tallahassee as long as anybody I know, will say, no, we want to take it up right now and call us all back to start doing that. What is your take on it?
The sponsors of the 15-week limit in the legislature, both women, I might add, Kelly Starling and the other woman's name escapes me right now, they felt very strongly about going all the way to eliminating it entirely. The 15-week for them was a compromise. I could easily see them pushing for a special session. Keep in mind, this is a governor legislature that has a special session to deal with Disney World. So I think if they want to have a special session to deal with as critical an issue as this is on both sides, they could easily do it.
We have to ask, how will it change the dynamics for the electorate looking to the fall, both in Florida and beyond, but with your particular focus on Florida?
Well, you know, that's a big test. Democrats in this state have been declining rapidly over the last 10, 15 years. For the first time, Republicans have a majority of the voting population in this state. We've become a very, very red state. This is going to be perhaps the biggest test for Florida Democrats as to whether or not they can move forward with an issue like this. If they can't, it says more about the Democrats than it does the Republicans.
But over many years, both at the Florida level and national level, with Roe v. Wade in place, which it no longer is after nearly 50 years, Republicans and Democrats could finesse their way around the topic because they knew, in fact, it was in place as a matter of what many had come to believe was settled law. But now the question will be put to every Republican candidate and every Democratic candidate.
Sure.
Where are you on abortion? Do you support an outright ban, Mr. or Mrs. Republican? And for Democrats, the argument about life beginning at conception. I guess what I'm saying, it takes out the gray area. You can no longer say, well, it's the law, but if I could. Now it's very definitive that the decision you'll make as a lawmaker could have specific impact in Florida. How will that change the dynamic?
Well, you know, this falls completely
on both sides.
This falls completely in the lap of the voters. This is not really an issue of what elected officials are doing at this point. We know that. What, you know, the question is, are voters on either side so motivated by this that they're willing to take action and vote for people who support what they believe in? And the big test now is for Democrats. You know, they have lost what they thought was a permanent part of the Constitution with Roe v. Wade. It's gone. So if Democrats and women's rights advocates feel strongly enough about this, will they act? And that's the big test in Florida over the next few months.
And bottom line, you think there will be a push for an outright ban. You're not necessarily one of those who thinks they'll wait till the regular session next year. Republicans who control the legislature to push for it. Bottom line.
I think strategically they may wait if they want to wait till after the November election. But no, I think absolutely there'll be an outright ban in Florida.
Brian, we'll pick this up on the other side. We have congressional reaction from both sides of the aisle. Back with that in just a moment.